Hey, welcome to another round of meditation. I wanna just maybe increase the gain a bit more because last time when I was modifying the video, it seemed that it was a bit quieter. Regardless, I'm kind of excited because it's Friday and that means I have 2 days of to relax and to get back into my rhythm before the beginning of next week. And next weekend is a long weekend, so I believe next week will be a short week, or the following week will be. I gotta check, but it's all good. I like that. Um, Holidays are always a good. Extra day off is always a good time to kind of chill and recalibrate and whatnot. So, by the way, there have been more news about UFO lately, and a part of me is sort of skeptic, like why now? And at the same time, it I also question why specifically around US. Why not in different countries? I mean, if there are UFOs all over the world, then I'm sure there has to be reporting from different countries as well. Maybe there are, maybe uh, no one else observed it. Maybe US has superior technology and that's why they were able to spot it. I don't know. There have been UFO stories for generations now. So I wouldn't be surprised with the UFO. And I believe that there are uh, other species out there which are technologically advanced. And clearly, with the current proof, it's obvious that their technology is far superior than our existing technology. One thing I do want to spot is that UFOs doesn't necessarily mean that there are aliens out there. Um, if I have to put a bet, I would definitely put a bet that there are aliens out there somewhere. Are those this are those aliens here? Flying those UFOs? I don't know. I need more data to kind of support that. But I have this hypothesis that if the UFOs which we spot currently, if they are not because of outer space aliens, then I hope that these UFOs are developed by different advanced species within Earth. That would be so cool, right? And obviously, we have basically been to all the known land space on the planet Earth. So I guess a logical assumption would be that there could be like an advanced species underwater and which have developed this advanced technology, and that would be really fascinating for me because not only they have if there is an advanced species underwater which have capability and have developed a technology even superior than ours, then that implies that we can have a meaningful conversation with them. That also implies that they have a, a hopefully good intention towards us because we share the same planet. With if in contrast with some alien flying over from different planet, they may not even care much about us because why would they care about some tiny planet called Earth? But if these species are earthlings or fellow earthlings, and then that means that we have a common goal, And who knows, maybe they are coming out now because we have polluted, uh, we have polluted the planet so much that they now see that they have to be out here to monitor us, which would be in some sense logical and good. Um, and hopefully they don't want to start a war of some sort, human versus whatever those species would look like. I mean, if I have to imagine, I would say those species would be I mean, they might have like similar structure to ours, if not an entirely different, like squid, like, or octopus. I If I have to put a bet, like octopus would be the top the number one assumption, because in a lot of ways octopus is an ideal being, because it has this flexible muscle structure, and most of its tentacles, or pretty much all of its tentacles, have its own independent neurons. So we have only one brain sitting on top of our head, which pretty much direct our or dictates and control our entire body. And this brain is so powerful that if you uh, consciously try to numb down your hand, you would be able to do that, and you would be able to even go farther, in the sense, if you are control the sensations on your say on your particular body part, but let's just say on your hand, then if someone tried to burn it, or someone tried to like put an ice on it, and you will still not feel anything, because that's the power of brain. If it really want to control that, your brain can absolutely do it. But most of it takes time, in the sense that we are programmed to not able to control our brain, I guess. I mean, you can control some aspects of it, but not you can't take over and control the entire brain, at least not at the moment. And uh, the degree to which you control your brain dictates how conscious and how powerful being you could be. And I feel that octopus is one of those species where which controls pretty much all of its body, because there are brain neurons across tentacles and throughout its body. So in my head, at least, I think that they have like a greater chance of survivor, as well as they are super smart. I mean, this is sort of noted that octopus are super smart. So I won't be surprised if there is some underwater species which are in the shape of octopus, and they have the superior technology which would you know uh, which would enable them to create a spacecraft, or rather, I don't know if it's a spacecraft, but maybe like aerial and underwater craft. I don't know what's a nautical craft, maybe. Yeah, it's a nautical aerial craft. And the awesome part of that would be um, that if there are, you know, uh, if they want to communicate with us, then we can learn so much from them. I mean, that's true even if they are like, aliens from different planet. But if they are different species on our own planet, imagine how much we can learn from them. Imagine what we can understand from them. Imagine how it could revolutionize the entire world. And especially with the technology they have, maybe that's why they don't want to share with us, or don't want to expose themselves to us, because uh, humans being humans, we tend up being greedy and try to grab that technology and use it for our own greedy purpose. And that's the the pattern of humanity. Even though there are very, very good qualities within humanity as well, such as collaborating and creating things, or accomplishing things which seems impossible. So that's all possible because of this human spirit. And on top of that, humans, along with some other species, I would say as well, are super compassionate. At least the one who choose to be compassionate. And you can see that because people want to help each other during the time of distress, even to some level, even act selflessly, and uh, uh, and also, like, don't care if they are killed in the process of saving someone or saving something which is worth saving for. So humans have all of these qualities, and I would imagine that any species which must have evolved, say even underwater, would have some similar qualities. I guess the one reason why, I won't say the only reason, but one of the reasons why octopus did not uh, succeeded to be the most superior species is because they tend to be antisocial. They tend to be loners and work on their own and whatnot. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they are not the most super powerful species. Otherwise, at least from what I know, they could be a superpower. Um, and they're so old as a species that, if I'm not mistaken, they date back to um, to Homo genus, or yeah, to before the first human species. So yeah, say Homo genus. Yeah, I did. So, and I should know this better. Homo sapiens. Damn. Yeah, so before Homo sapiens. um, and if not for octopus like species, then it could be like a combination of dolphin. They are super smart too, and maybe it's hard to imagine, but I mean, I can even imagine like humanoid like species. So that kind of dates back to a lot of our mythologies as well. In terms of um, their ancient cities like Atlantis, which I don't know if it was like an underwater city or an overground city which submerged underwater at some point, whatever it may be. But it's not to imagine there could be like a humanoid like species down there which have this extraordinary technology and develop this not noctile craft slash aircraft, and who knows, even spacecraft. So and the reason why this is fascinating to me is because it kind of humbles us down. Because being on the top of the food chain, in a way, we been arrogantly fighting the nature instead of symbiotically working with nature. And if and when we observe that there is a whole different species out there which could outmatch us like this, then that would humble us down. And I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of arrogant fools who would want to look at as a challenge to their superiority and want to start fighting with other species. Uh, but I would say that it's a moment of humility because we are amazing species. We are amazing beings like any other beings, but that doesn't mean that we should be fighting other beings. We should be killing other beings. We should be trying to prove to ourselves that we are the most superior beings. I mean, in reality, if we are that superior, we don't have to prove it. And all we need to do is just be accepting and accept the newer species, whether it's again, uh, fellow earthling or some species from outer space. But one thing which does make me skeptical about all of this UFO drama is that why there are more news coming out only from the US. Why not from other countries? It would be hard to imagine that other countries haven't heard or seen anything about, UFOs. Uh, it's it's more like, it kind of take me back to the god narrative in India, because there are so many gods in India, and pretty much all of those gods are born in India. I'm obviously talking about Hindu gods, and which is sort of like an absurd idea that why, if there are so many gods, why would they choose to be born only in India instead of, like, rest of the world? And India is not even, I don't know, India is what, fifth or seventh largest country, and it's not even 1/7 of the world. I mean, obviously that's a bad example, but I don't know if it's 100th of the total world land size or 1/500. I'm not sure about that, but regardless, I mean, if there are so many gods, why would they choose to be born in India instead of other countries? And that's true for other countries as well. I mean, there are so many different gods in Africa, and I know Africa is a continent, not just a country, but within Africa too, like, I bet like there are a few countries where they have like multiple gods. um, Likewise, there are gods in the ancient um, Aztec region, and they had their own philosophies, and they probably thought that there are gods which were born, specifically there. And similar to that, Greek mythology has, something similar. Um, that's similar twice. But Greek mythology have the whole pantheon of Norse uh, Norse mythology, I think, and they, I think, in a smart way, they are sort of based out of this different location called Asgard, and that's where most of the gods are, located. So at least in Greek mythology, they are not all born in Greece or some part of Europe. But the point being that we tend to over exaggerate our ideas, in the sense that all the gods are born in India, or um, only humans can evolve to the level that that we can create our own technology, um, and so on. And this moment is humbling, because this will give us a reality check that, first of all, we are not alone, in the sense we are not the only smartest species in the entire universe. That would be absurd and preposterous. So that, I mean, the idea of just acknowledging and accepting that would be insane, because the universe is so gigantic that our brain can't even, like, imagine or fathom that. I mean, the I mean, at some point, our brain can't fathom the idea of scale, like how, what's the distance between Earth and, I don't know, Sun versus Earth and Jupiter. What's the size of Earth versus size of Jupiter? I mean, I bet like Jupiter can engulf maybe thousands of Earth. Maybe thousands is even less. thousands of Earths. So Jupiter is so big, and that's just one planet in our solar system. And there are trillions of stars within our galaxy, and there are billions or trillions of galaxies within I don't know, maybe our local group, maybe I don't know, maybe billions of galaxy or thousands of galaxy in our local group, and then there are like so many different local clusters of galaxies spread across the universe. And imagining that there is only one planet habitable for life is the lamest idea. Um, I mean, sure, we don't have an evidence to prove otherwise. So at this point, uh, we don't have any evidence. But at the same time, just assuming that we are the only planet which is habitable to life is a it's a crazy idea. I think there are life forms all across the universe, spread across the universe, and who knows what shape and form they evolved into. Who knows how they sense their version of reality. Who knows if they even had the same basic foundation of biology as we do here. So, I mean, it's a mind-boggling idea, and and it's also um, fascinating, exciting, just to imagine, just to kind of picture what these other worlds might look like. And and if I and if I can imagine some sort of species which can drive power from their respective sun, such as our plants, then there might not even be any food chain, so to speak, because every individual can just get the energy from sun, and that would be amazing, right? Like there's no this constant race to earn for food, because all you need to do is like just go out and sunbathe and energize yourself, you know, charge yourself to the full. So who knows what other species would look like, in different part of the universe. But I hope. I mean, a part of me wants this UFOs to be from, the other planet system, so that we can actively communicate and see what type of species they have there. But the other part wants this UFOs to be designed by some species within our planet, and that would be super 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 exciting. And I would say it's just a matter of time before it unveils itself. Um, I would be disappointed if these UFOs are some sort of advanced technology from our fellow humans, like from different countries. I'd be super disappointed if that's the case. I hope not. I sincerely hope that it's some species other than ours. All right. With that note, I'm gonna meditate on that thought, and I'm gonna meditate using Vipassana technique, which is just you know comfortably sitting and observing your natural flow of breath and the naturally emerging body sensations. And the beauty of Vipassana is that in a way, it's a lazy man's meditation because you don't have to put in active energy into anything. All you're doing is observing the things as it emerge, and the key is to just observe it equanimously and not get attached to any outcome, not get attached to the pleasurable sensations, and not get attached or averse from the painful sensations. With that note, I'm gonna set an alarm for an hour from now, and